Welcome back, one and all, to Operation Stonefather.
Come in, HQ. Big Sky has reached the outer marker. Approaching the crash site now. Strike team is awaiting your orders.
Affirmative, Big Sky. Strike 1 is free to engage hostile targets at the crash site.
Now this is a small UFO, it's more typical of a small UFO map. It's wide open, you get occasional hard cover and trees, occasional elevation changes where it's a smart idea to put your snipers. They're said UFO missions, especially small UFO missions, to be the easiest missions in the game. You take all your rookies on them, you train them up because there's no danger. I'm not in that camp because I'm bad at XCOM. I get confused about what the maps are, I can't remember the maps very well. They all look the same to me. And I generally struggle on UFO maps. So, with that said, let's get rolling. We've got Ninja Colt as our sniper once more. Our first priority is to get him into an elevated position from where he can see the whole map. He doesn't need hard cover, of course, because he has a low profile. So he can come up here, and that would count as hard cover. He would have the full shield. Although this isn't necessarily the best place for him, because we could still get flanked from this right-hand side. So who's going to make the first move? Devlin Caster. One small step for Devlin, one giant leap for Operation Stonefather. So everyone's just following in Devlin Caster's footsteps because he didn't activate, so if we follow along, nobody else will activate. Now Potato isn't going that far because, as we know, Potato's a rocketeer, he needs to get into cover and steady his weapon.
I'm on it.
As does Ninja Colt, everyone else can overwatch. So Devlin Caster as a gunner is not the best choice
That's affirmative.
for a leader to follow in this case because he isn't very quick. But he was at the front. Nero can take over from next turn. We might as well throw a battle scanner out this turn.
Will do.
Scout out where we're going. Where would be the best place for a battle scanner? This is this the edge of the map? I can never tell. Obviously, you can see the red lines there. That's just about the edge of the map. So if we can clear out this area, make sure there's not really much over here across the hill, then we're pretty safe. We're not going to get flanked from the left-hand side. So that's the logic behind this battle scanner. Now, I'm very inexperienced with using battle scanners. It's not a great one. There could still be guys in this... Every time I say what are the chances, it's, you know, that chance has actually been a very good chance and it's got us in trouble. But seriously, there isn't much chance of anything being in that small square. Ahead of us, sure. But I'm thinking contact far more likely on this right-hand side where there's still a huge swathe of the map left unexplored. So we don't want to activate with these guys having all moved, so Toke can just move up. And Potato can move up. Potato does need to be in cover as he's steadying his weapon. Did I accidentally overwatch a Ninja Colt? Shouldn't have done that, but it's just been picky. So dead ahead.
I don't think we're alone out here.
Meld to the right. I think the UFO is over this way. This is certainly where the smoking debris is. But as we discussed in the last UFO mission, what we want to do is take out all the pods on the map before engaging the UFO. Now I quite like this position. Slightly elevated. A few firing ports in hard cover. We'll move Potato up to this one.
Heading there now.
I'm thinking next turn the sectoids could patrol into
Heading there
us.
now. Moving out.
So let's just prepare accordingly. Now we are leaving Ninja Colt behind, which is a bit of a risk should something come from this direction. And he can't necessarily fire over this hill anyway. So I'm going to leave him for one more turn, then probably bring him to catch up with the rest of his troops. Free meld on this map. We're going to go full balls to the wall for this meld then, as it's in the direction of the sectoids anyway.
Moving. Target acquired.
This is a disturbing sight, to say the
no.
least. It's hard to differentiate where the organic material ends and the machine begins.
It's not going to win any beauty contests, that's for sure.
Floaters! The first time we've seen floaters, and they are, again, as Dr. Int said, they're part organic, mostly hunks of metal that absorb all damage, that fly and are very annoying. There's a pattern here with the enemies I hate most in XCOM. I would be tempted to just flat out rock it immediately, hopefully take out both bits of cover, maybe take out them both, because as we know, Potato has heat warheads that do additional damage to robotic enemies. Despite their organic components, floaters do count, and the leader's at the front anyway. So immediately, let's just go. Not ideal. That is quite poor. No cover taken out, some damage done. Ninja Cop can indeed see. He can probably take out that one at the back. The one at the front is more pressing. The more pressing issue, however. There is no way we can get to the back one this turn. We can suppress the front one. That will stop. That'll do exactly what it says on the tin. It will make it more difficult to shoot us. If it moves away, then we get a free Overwatch shot. So we could also flashbang it. So I think what we'll do. What will we do? We're going to move Nero to this hard cover. Hopefully not activating this way, because that is full cover that should block sight. Now he's not going to have good odds here. He could hunker down. I could fall Tolk back. Because remember, we threw the battle scanner out this way. There's pretty much... It's reasonably likely that there's no enemies down here. They would have patrolled into us by now, because this is our line of sight. So we could fall back Tolk into here to make sure he's not going to get hit.
I'm rolling.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident we want to suppress this turn.
Copy that.
Ninja Coat can take a shot on the back one.
He's down.
Now this leaves, as you can see, the only floater that has eyes on any of our guys is going to be the front one, which is suppressed, because we're going to fall Tolk back for sure. It's just not... We are going to fall them all the way back to here.
Yes, Commander.
The person most at risk is Ownju at the moment, so he's just going to drop into here. Might as well Overwatch. Now Nero he could be at risk of being flanked if this floater decides to run the suppression and beeline straight for him. He could hunker down, he's probably just going to Overwatch. Because if these floaters shoot at anyone, we want it to be Nero, because he is the one packing the ceramic plate. Right, now because I was determined to bring so many rookies on this to get, especially with Tolk and Ownju who have actually showed up to like every live viewing so far, we don't have a scout, which means this one could be on Overwatch and we just have to run it. Obviously Nero with running gun can move up and take this guy out, but until we've cleared the area, I don't really want to do that. Ninja Cult with a 50-50 to kill it. No real reason not to take that. We could suppress again while we slowly inch Nero round. Because if you... This floater was around here. I think he's still there, because this is cheating a bit, but as you can see, Nero can't move there. I expect he's on Overwatch. If we move Nero here, he might move into sight of the floater, but he shouldn't get shot on Overwatch. Because if you move just one square, it doesn't actually make the it doesn't actually trigger Overwatch. I think we're just going to continue suppressing this guy and taking our pot shots. Because until this floater moves off Overwatch, there's nothing we can reliably do to kill this guy. Nero's going to remain in that cover. We could, of course, expend another rocket on it, but I'd rather save it in case there are indeed Seekers or even drones on this map. Toke can start moving for a wide angle flank. He is visible, so he's just going to hunker down this turn. Here we go. He's on the move, and he is on Overwatch, but he may be able to be flanked by a Ninja Cult squad sight shot. You can't do crits at squad sight range, but you can hit them, and this has a chance to kill him, and this is what we're waiting for.
No, that is not
Yeah,
good.
yeah, that's what we're waiting for. I'm as annoyed. Well, you guys probably aren't annoyed. You guys are probably loving this. There's probably a flank on here for Toke, because he can step out, he can look past this hard cover, and probably see the guy. And 76% is worth taking, because we will just suppress him otherwise. So we got one floater left. We've not taken any damage so far. We have wasted a rocket. It can only see Nero, so Nero's just going to hunker down. Reload there while we can. Overwatch just in case. Excuse me. Nero, there's a floater over there. It's moving forward. It's moving back. So it moved twice, and indeed it seems to be just floating out in the middle of nowhere. So even if we couldn't see it, given that it moved twice, we'd know it's not on Overwatch. And again, we're going to take the safest option first. 92%, let's go, 2 in a row. 92% misses. Really?
No, that is not good.
Okay. Now the problem with moving up to deal with this floater, like for example, we could move up to here, be in hard cover and probably have a very easy shot on it, but we are very close now to the UFO. How good is the shot anyway? Because it's not in cover. Alright, Devlin Castle, that's as close as he can get. Hopefully he can get sight on it. Nope. Onju should have sight on it with a slightly more accurate weapon. Nope. So we have just run all our guys out of cover.
Moving to position.
And this is where our battle scanner is. I'd much rather the battle scanner was over here, but Toke was the only guy really in position to make that flank. It was a good thing he did. It was a good flank. So he can start moving forward. I don't want to move over this hill in case of activating more things. So he can only really move up to here. He might as well reload because he's not going to get an Overwatch shot off at that range. Overwatch. Overwatch. Hunker down. Ninja Cult can go away and think about what he's done. Right. The floater's gone clean into the UFO, which is bad news for us. It means we can't breach via that door. So we really need the battle scanner over here to see where the outsider is. At that point, I'm just going to start moving Toke at a rate of knots to get this mission rolling properly. Ninja Cult can start working on a better angle for the UFO. That better angle is probably just here.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Again, we haven't cleared out this side of the map. This is all a bit of a risk. But a risk he deserves to take after missing two 92% in a row. Potato, move up here. And this turn, I'm just going to hunk at everyone who's not in hard cover down. Onju technically is.
Aye, aye.
Nero technically is. And Devoncaster isn't, but he's further back.
I've got my eyes on it.
Because that floater could still come out and ambush us at any time.
They're falling back.
Ninja-Ko. See, look at that brilliant tactical planning, moving him exactly enough for a definite flank, and another 92% shot he'll miss. Right, that's a start. We don't have any damaging grenades on the squad, but he is only in half cover. We can move Potato up to flank. So what can Tolk do? Tolk can move right up and put a battle scanner in, but that might not necessarily be a good idea. He's going to move up to here. Hopefully this isn't going to activate anything. He can put a battle scanner right in there.
Let's have a peek.
Well, as you can see, that meld. This meld has spawned on the roof of the UFO anyway, so we were never getting that one. So the outsider is at the back. That gives us a bit more freedom of movement. And indeed, we probably can just flank Potato.
Rolling.
We haven't explored to our right, but it's fine.
Target eliminated.
Ho-hum, what do we want to do? I want to see if Ninja-Ko has a shot on this outsider. He does. We could just go for it next turn. Ninja-Ko with a 62%. Not ideal. But this is the door that the floater went through. That's where we would have stacked up and made a breach.
Got it.
Oh, that might be a risk. It's about 17 tiles that enemies can see. And I could stop to count, but it would be a tedious exercise for both me and you, and not really worth it.
Location.
What am I going to do with that information? I'm going to misclick and move someone into range anyway.
On the watch.
There's another pod to deal with anyway.
Enemy contact.
2 sectoids. We're not really in a good position to deal with these guys. We were preparing for a breach there. So that battle scanner is going to run out this turn, so we could take the shot with Ninja-Ko. But Nero isn't really in a position to follow up. So, Potato needs to move into cover against these sectoids because the other sectoid is right in this corner here. And can easily move up, flank Potato. Nobody else is really in that nicer position to help out. Devoncaster, there's full cover there, might as well take it. I've not heard drones, I've not heard floaters, I've not heard seekers on this map. So, I'm considering next turn just going on a complete bombing run with Potato. Right, Nero's moved to there and he's not activated the outsider. Potato can move it to that or move to there, probably. Steady aim for the next turn. Because a Shredder on the outsider, followed up by Nero, will definitely kill it. And that leaves just the 2 sectoids, and we'll have freedom to maneuver throughout the UFO and make flanks. Is what I'm thinking here, why we might go for the outsider first.
Moving out.
So these guys are already in half cover, which isn't ideal. They're going to have to stay in half cover, which means Tolk might as well move up to half cover to Overwatch. And, so Ninja-Ko is not going to have a shot on the outsider. If he's not going to shoot this turn, he's not going to have a shot next turn. I'm thinking about moving him up, say here, where he will have a shot, or even just out into the middle of nothing. where he doesn't have a shot on the outsider, but if the sectoids move up, he'll have a perfect shot. And again, Overwatch with Onju, because you might as well.
I feel, Commander.
2 sectoids, do your worst. But don't actually do your worst, because your worst would kill me. Right, that double moved. More meld gone. We didn't see where this other sectoid moved to. But as I was thinking, let's just roll.
Suck on this. The ordinance confirmed.
So it's done 3 damage to the outsider. Nero can go and finish it off. It just depends on where I want to stand. His aim isn't that good. It's only 56 after being promoted. So moving in here, making sure he gets the kill, would... Is he sure to get that kill? I don't think he is sure to get that kill. This might have been a massive mistake. So, it's a massive mistake that we're going to commit to. He's going to move to here. The other sectoid might be on Overwatch, but he is dashing.
An impact like that, at such a velocity. The materials used in that vessel's hull must be at least an order of magnitude beyond any element we know of.
Right, it's shredded, which means it takes more damage. Oh, it's got Opportunist. We definitely need to take care of it this time. And this does 6 damage. It would nearly kill it regardless if it just did its average damage. It's 100% to hit. It's likely going to crit as well. This should kill it. It wasn't a guaranteed thing. I bet that was like some overkill though. We can't actually see how much damage it did, but that's fine. So just still these 2 sectoids. If I could move Devlin Caster in enough. Nope.
I'm on it, Commander.
I'd like to get suppression. How can he see that one? Because seriously, right, that's fine. We might not need a suppression on it if we can see it from here.
Good to go.
Onju with a med kit, having used his battle scan, he's got no real useful things, so he just needs to shoot. Perhaps should have overwatched. Toke can move up to here. Maybe should have moved in closer to flashbang next turn if necessary. Ninja Colt. We've got no idea where this other sectoid has gone, so he actually needs to move back. He can't afford to move forward. We're going to suppress.
Keeping him down, Commander.
And we're going to blindly hope that the other sectoid doesn't kill us this turn. So it's still around here. Sounds like it's moving around this area. Hear the rustling of bushes. The sectoid shouldn't do much.
I'm taking fire.
Nero can now flank it, easy. Especially because we know his buddy has just gone walkabout. To stay in cover to flank it, Nero needs to be about here, which isn't ideal. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Still gonna be a decent chance to... Oh, 44, no it's not. We can start moving Onju around. We can also suppress this turn if it goes wrong, so we might as well just take a full shot that will kill it if it hits. We can suppress again. Where are the bushes round here? We're in no danger of being flanked yet. But I will start moving Potato round. And the thing of suppressing the turn as well is now that this sectoid is flanked, it will run. So we suppress it,
Aye, aye.
and we will get the shot next turn with Devlin Caster. Toke similarly. I'm going to sprint all the way up here in case there is an Overwatch. Toke is at least sprinting it and has a chance to run it. Onju. It's going to run anyway.
Got it covered.
Overwatch. It's not going to run. Maybe it's just too flanked. Or maybe I'm misremembering the actual mechanics. So Nero can again move closer to flank, depending on where that sectoid is. Although if that sectoid is on Overwatch, if it has to shoot anyone on Overwatch, we want it to be Nero with his extra armor and health. He can see the other one and flank it. It is on Overwatch. Can Ninja Cult see that one? That would have been useful. So we know where this guy is. Let's just sprint him up. He can see it for next turn, if necessarily. Right, hopefully we're just going to kill this one this turn. So Nero's now in full cover against that sectoid. We can start moving up. This is concealed all the way up here.
Running.
So we are fine to make all our moves.
Double time.
We might be fine to make that move, but I don't want to risk it just yet. There's no point in risking it just yet.
On the move.
This should be the last enemy left on the map,
Come get some.
so we don't need to reload. He's moving up to Nero. He's overwatching, but Ninja Cult is going to redeem himself by taking out in one shot. So close. As it is, that's a pretty good shot on a 47% chance. We can see it, which means we can suppress it. And what that does is takes away the overwatch.
X-ray locked down. Guns dry.
For example, the symbol's still there, but he's suppressed. So we can now move up at will. Nero should have running gun back. I don't want to give Nero yet more kills, but I'd rather kill it this turn than namby-pamby about. So, owned you, if you can see it from there, he can have a pot shot. 22%. Wasn't really expecting much. Where's Tolk? Tolk probably won't be able to see it from there. Potato. Might not be able to see it from here, but might as well give it a shot. Nero, if you somehow don't kill him, this is pretty much guaranteed to kill him. Even if this bugged out and this wasn't a flank, it's still a shotgun and it has accuracy bonuses for being in close range. It is a flank, it is 100% to hit. Mission over.
All mission objectives completed.
So this is a fairly good run for M-Kom, especially considering how poorly the opening 3 missions went.
If all our missions go as
Again,
well as this one
everyone
did,
promoted.
the aliens don't stand a chance.
Another nickname for a corporal in Zero, and Ninja Cult will handle this promotion just now. And this is the most important choice. This defines, for a sniper, this is the perk choice that defines what your sniper is going to be. We're going to be taking, on Ninja Cult, we're going to be taking Disabling Shot, which allows you to completely shut down any given enemy for a single turn. Now that might not sound like much, but your most dangerous enemies are, well, eventually sectopods, you've got cyber discs, you've got mechtoids, the big robotic things that we'll see later. They are the most important things, and if we can't necessarily take them down in one turn, we need to disable them. Or if we get 2 at once, or even 3 at once later in the game, we need to take out 1 so we can concentrate far on the other. That's why Disabling Shot is the most important here. You've got Precision Shot, which is the headshot from vanilla XCOM. That just gives you an extra 30% crit chance and extra damage on critical hits that I'm reading now. I've never really taken that because the other one is Snapshot, which allows you to move and shoot in the same turn. And Snapshot, especially now you can combine Squad Sight and Snapshot, which you couldn't do in vanilla, that can be really powerful for a kind of, strike sniper. But Disabling Shot is just too powerful in Long War, and we especially wouldn't take Snapshot on Ninja Cult with 11 mobility. So Disabling Shot it is. We've got Potato to level up as well. The Kingpin Potato. This is another interesting choice. Between Snapshot, which we just covered, that would give Potato an extra... Because if you remember when we first saw Potato and I explained about rocket spread, Snapshot would let him move and shoot. The Suppression, which is a good utility perk, but if Potato's going to be taking SMGs, he's not really going to have much ammo to suppress with anyway. Fire in the Hole. Fire in the hole augments what we already use our Rocketeers for, which is standing still and giving rockets. It's plus 10 to aim when you haven't moved, and it reduces scatter. I think it will eventually give you extra range as well, and that's exactly what we're going for. So fire in the hole potato, we've got Devlin Caster. And now this is also quite a big choice, because you can build Overwatch gunners, you can build Bullet Wizard gunners, which is what we'll be doing with Shamed and Kamichi later. But for more accurate gunners, which is what I'm building Devlin Caster to be, we'll take Flush, which is a highly accurate shot that forces the enemy to change positions. It can be useful for combining with Overwatch of infantry or close combat specialist of assaults as well. Speaking of close combat specialist, Nero's going to be our assault. He takes that. I've been over these before. Toke and Onju all promoted. More damage stuff to sell. I don't think...
Flesh and metal troubles me.
Yeah, I kind of know what I'm doing. I'm not going to take a break. We're just going to scan on.
Human and machine. Will we see a line in the sand and refuse to cross it? Or will we move forward, willing to sacrifice everything for the sake of total victory? I have to believe that is not our future, provided, of course, that the aliens' technology remains in the right hands.
While Dr. Bros is waxing lyrical, I'm just going to buy Marksman Scope. What this does is it can give squad sight to scouts if they use a particular rifle called the Marksman Rifle. And it doesn't give them true squad sight, but it gives them enough squad sight that they can shoot at things that are on Overwatch without having to run the Overwatch, things like that. It can be very useful, and I just realised we've got like plenty of cash, and that's all it costs, so we might as well. So yeah, time to scan on. Oh, hello. This could be bad. So, a large UFO coming in at the nap of the Earth. It's going to land. It could be an abduction, it could be a terror mission, it could just be a landed ship. Abduction, thank God.
Commander, we're receiving several urgent requests for assistance. There are abductions in progress at each marked site on the hologram.
So a light abduction is so much easier than a terror mission, which is a bit easier than a landed abductor or a landed large ship at this stage of the game. So I'm going to gear up a squad. It's Stuttgart, is it not? I wasn't paying attention, but you know, you pick these things up. So we are off to Stuttgart, the urban block, downtown Stuttgart next time. So for which I will now gear up a squad. We're back here with another... I don't think by now you can call this an experienced team. It's only 4 promoted guys to the first level and still 2 rookies in Chief Savage Man and Darth Alerts. This is kind of like my obligation. I'm playing an MK game. I need to put all the viewers into it. So that's why these 2 guys are here. But we need to start bringing more firepower. Yusuf is here, hopefully to level up to Corporal. Shamed, like I said, he was going to become a Bullet Wizard gunner. I'll explain what that is probably in like 50 episodes time when it's actually relevant. But I like the idea of having a gunner last time. Devlin Caster really carried the mission for us, keeping suppressed. So Shamed will hopefully do it for us this time. He might go for this entire campaign not getting a kill now. It'd be quite good. So he is just going to take, yep, that and a spare medkit. Gob, again taking a Rocketeer. It's going to be pretty much constant Rocketeers from here on out until at least I get an Engineer, which is what Cheeky's going to be. An Engineer, Grenadier, because Engineers, I'll just say Engineers, they get the same perks. They get the same Heat Warheads perk that I use, that I bring the Rocketeers for. So Cheeky could lob a grenade out and it would decimate Seekers, drones, floaters if they are down on the ground. So this is us suited and booted. So let's set off to Stuttgart. Stuttgart. It's going to be a long journey. It's actually a bit longer than 4. Our base is kind of more Poland, Russia, the Baltics. Not really in Germany like I thought. But regardless, we've arrived at Stuttgart. It didn't take that long.
Our target site is near the German border.
And we're off to the ice cream parlour.
Panic is spreading throughout a major city as the aliens move through the streets. We have to get a handle on this situation.
Feeling pretty good about this one, so you can... Oh, I'm not... Then I looked at the title, and now I'm not feeling so hot. So you can join us next time at the Ice Cream Parlour for Operation Flying Ring. I'll see you next time.